go into details about that, but you know, that's without saying. I'm just here to tell you the overview. Now, here's what the station wants. When you get a shot in the chopper, there's basically, number one thing is you have to evaluate. You have to assess what they want. Do they just want to go live? Are they going to use it as a package later? You know, I mean, if it's like breaking news, something just happened, you know, obviously the station, the way it's been in this market is, you know, they want to be first, you know, and it's sad. It's kind of like, you know, we get the information later, but first we're going to show you what's going on. And the chopper is always the quickest, so you are the eyes of the station first. They have no idea what's going on. The station really has no clue until you go over there. And sometimes they're like, we need you to fly, okay, and you just fly without asking questions. You don't know what the heck you're flying over or what's going on, and you can't ask, you know, on a two-way. Never discuss a location or where you're going on the two-way radio with the desk. Always use a landline, you know, use a cell phone or something like that. Do not talk on a two-way about, you know, where you're going, because other stations are listening, they're monitoring our frequency, and they'll pick our story up, and they may be in the location quicker than we can get there. So you're jeopardizing another station beating us to the scene. So I mean, breaking news is obviously, you know, that number one, you know, concern with NBC. All right, with that said, when you get there, and they're like, you know, you're going to hit right away, or you're going to hit in 5 minutes. You know, try to always find out when you're going to hit, when you're going to go live. You know, find out when your live shot is. If you're not hitting for 5 or 10 minutes, then what you need to do is, you know, spray B-roll. I don't know if you know what B-roll is, but here's what I'm going to tell you. You have an audio track that you lay down in a package, right? When a package, I'm talking about with a reporter. You lay your audio down here, right? And then you put a sound bite in here, a person talking, you know, saying, oh, the accident was horrifying, you know, the guy was riding his motorcycle and all of a sudden a tractor trailer slammed into him, right? So you put your sound bite here, your SOT, sound on tape, right? Then you put your audio track right here from your on-air talent. Then you throw in another SOT, maybe butt another SOT up next to it, right? And then maybe another track of audio, right? Okay. It could go either order. I'm just giving you an example here. Now, obviously you have video because you have the sound on tape, the person talking here. You have the same thing here and the same thing here. But what you don't have is anything over top the audio. Now, obviously, if this accident happened, you know, and the cops, if it's a major event, you know, chances are they have the whole perimeter blocked off, and it's hard for us on the ground to get to this and to get some footage. So we're relying on you guys, you know, in the chopper to come up with something decent, some video. So what's going to happen is, over top this audio, we need to put video here, and that's called B-roll. So that's B-roll. So everything else, the audio would be like A-roll, and this is your B-roll. So you're putting the video over top of here, your B-roll is your video, and you're laying the various shots down over top of that, and you're trying to match up whatever the track that the on-air talent is describing. You're trying to match that with video, because that's the part of being a photojournalist. You know, you're describing the story in pictures, and they're a journalist and they describe it in words. Alright, so you put all your B-roll in here, and sometimes you even fill over top the SOT if you have to. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is just to let you know they need a lot of video. And usually these pieces will run like, you know, 1:30, something like that is the total running time of something like that. So, say we don't have any sound, and they're just putting an anchor track over the whole thing, right? This is all audio right here, right? So you have to fill in all this with B-roll. So you need a lot of video right here to put in. You know, I can't stress this enough, that when you're in the field and you don't have any video, it's hard. And if, you know, if somebody in a chopper thinks that they're going live all the time, and they're all over the place, they're going here, they're going there, and they're just ready for live shots, and then when they're finished going live, they just, you know, hold off and they don't get any more shots. Well, it makes it difficult to edit a package. So when you're not going live, communicate, like I said, with the desk, and try to find out, when you're going live, and don't be in a hurry to get out. Obviously, this station, they don't want to use that much. They don't want to use that much flight hours. They want to bank up the hours for sweeps. And when there's sweeps, I was talking to Caitlin about this last night. With sweeps, they're like, there's a cat in a tree. We need you to go fly. You know what I mean? I'm exaggerating, but it's like that. I mean, they'll fly you on anything that we normally would not cover. So basically, what they do is like this is summer right now. So what they're doing is they're banking the hours. They're not flying you that much, and they're saving the hours. They're carrying them over until the next month, and if they don't use it for that month, they're carrying it over until then. Eventually, they're carrying it over for sweeps, and then they're gonna just run you ragged. So you're flying over something. They say you have 5 minutes to hit. All right. Here's what you need to do. The 5 minutes, you make sure your tape is rolling. That's the first thing. Obviously, you already took care of the white balance. You're in the right filter. You have everything taken care of. All right. You have the scene, in your camera before you even, notify the station that you have it. Don't just look out your window and you see the scene. Because if you look out your window, you see the scene, and it takes you, some people, at first, it's going to take you a little bit to find the scene with the camera. So first you look out, you see the scene visually out your window. You go with as wide as you can until you get a good landmark, like a field or a school or something like that. And then whatever's closest to the scene. And you find that in your camera and you work your way over. You go all the way in on your object, and you get a focus. All right, now the first thing, let's say there's an accident. It's causing a lot of backup, right? Don't go into the car that's causing the scene first unless the director wants it, unless you're told that directly. Get an establishing shot, a wide shot of what's happening, of the perimeter. Get a wide shot so the people at home, just think you're not seeing anything at all. But when you look out your window, you're seeing everything. So basically, they want a wide shot to see what's going on. So you get a wide shot. That's your first thing, right? Go with a wide shot. Go completely wide, like, there's the accident, cars hitting each other, and it's causing cars to back up, all along there, right? So you have a wide shot. Now you want to hold each shot for 15 to 20 seconds minimum, all right? 15 to 20 seconds, hold each shot. All right, so you go with a wide shot. Let me get another marker. Go with a wide shot, a medium shot, and then a tight shot. All right, your medium shot may just be, 2 or 3 cars backed up, and then the accident, right here. Now your tight shot would obviously be the accident. Okay, so that's what they want, 15 to 20 seconds. I can't stress it enough that is, you get this, they'll be happy. You don't need to try to get artistic and start off and start panning down the row of cars and stuff. If you're live and the director asks for that, that's fine. Then do that. Do whatever director tells you. The director tells you that goes on air. Don't listen to the desk when they tell you what goes on air. Listen to the director, because the director is the one, director is in charge. The director is God, basically, what goes on TV. So listen to the director always. Now, the director, if they tell you to leave, you don't want to listen to the director, you want to listen to the desk, because the desk has control over, how long you stay at a location. They delegate, the amount of hours that are used in the aircraft, and so how much flight time is used. So always remember, wide, medium, and tight, 15 to 20 seconds. Just remember 20 seconds minimum, and just count to yourself inside. Try to hold it tight too. And if you mess up and the shot jerks a little bit, because I know when you're up there you get a cramp in your hand. I started getting signs of carpal tunnel after doing that for a while. I did it for a little over 2 years in a chopper, and when you hold the shot for that long, it really does hurt when you're trying to hold that shot. So if you mess up, you know what, start over and then count again. You know, don't, you know, hold a shot for 5 seconds and then all of a sudden it craps out and then you bring it back and then keep counting to 20. I mean, you have to have a steady shot for 15 to 20 seconds. So once you do that, you're taping on that, and then, I mean, get out of it, go live, and if you have time afterwards, then shoot a little bit more. You know, you know, and if you want to give them a pan, that's fine. But remember, get your basic shots first. Knock your basic shots out right away. Your wide medium shots, knock them out. You know, and then if you want to go with the car and you want to pan down, you know, okay, well, here's the accident. You're thinking to yourself, here's the accident, and here's what it's caused. You know, cause and effect. You know, it's causing all those cars backed up around the Conshohocken curve. So you got that. You can do that. You can get artistic after you get your basic shots. You know, I mean, obviously you guys are doing this. You're not only for the money. I hope you're also doing it because, I mean, obviously you have a passion for the business. You know, you have an artistic, you know, edge to you, and you're creative, or you wouldn't even be in this business. So, you know, obviously you want to display that somehow. And, you know, if I'm on the ground and I'm editing a package together and, you know, I have your work in front of me, I know the difference between a good shot and a bad shot. So if I see you go with the pan and what the reporter's talking about is that, then I'll use it. But at first, you know, at the beginning of the package, obviously we're going to talk about the basics, what's going on, so I'm going to use that. So, all right. Like I said, I just can't stress that enough. Is everyone, you know, clear on, you know, what goes on there? If you have any questions, I mean, feel free to ask.